Okay, last episode for this sitting. Time for ice marble shenanigans. With the default title theme of this game's predecessor, I guess. This doesn't feel very slalom yet. Feels icy. Does feel like a longer stage. Curious if we'll see if the length changes substantially. Come on, we can take that turn better. Oh yeah, this is that redo of that song though, not just the. So I'll take it. This is the new version of that song. I forgot there was a new version of the song. Yeah, it takes a lot of discipline in this stage, I think, to not go so fast you throw yourself off every ledge. Not the jumped a little late there, but probably go diagonally around there some way. I don't know where we're going, so I don't know where to jump off of. I think that this feels very slalom to me. It's more just like, here are some slopes to not slide off of. Okay. Fairly comfy level, honestly. 1 minute might be diamond here? I don't know. Guess we'll see. Get some marginal time improvements. Because plenty are still available here. Undoubtedly. Like, lots of places here I don't feel like I'm moving particularly efficiently, but I don't know how efficient I can really expect to move in all these parts. Man, that thing goes up really quickly. You can jump a lot sooner than you think you can to, you know, cut the proverbial corner. Cut the proverbial corner. Yeah, like that doesn't feel like an efficient movement there at all. Didn't really go much any faster this time, I don't feel like. But I did fail to finish the level. That's an important distinction. Strictly worse run. Marginally faster, I guess, other than, you know, failing. That's the important part of actually completing the stage. Cutting that corner feels like something I ought to try to do. Feels like a smart thing. Although trying to do so gracefully feels rough without losing all my speed as I stop. Oh, that said... Okay, never mind. There are no gems or anything on this stage. It's like... obvious shortcut here, because that's the one place where you don't go up. Presumably, they take that into account and they give you the, your... what do you even call it? Medal or whatever, your time ranking. Probably can't really get the diamond without doing that little shortcut, because it's such an obvious one. Could have jumped there, but I wasn't so sure how much I wanted to try to mess with the... Oh boy, that was generous. Okay. Now, presumably we're not going to get an ice-themed marble from this stage, because we already have an ice-themed marble. But let's see what this place has to offer us. And there are all sorts of ice crystals we could try to climb on. I don't know if that's really what we need to do. There are some moving platforms in a few spots, but none that I see an obvious way of picking up any goodies from. And that looks fun to jump around on, but I think another thing that satisfies me a bit with this marble is that it's also a marble and a trail that are like very obviously made for each other. Like you have an extremely consistent theme across the two. I find that satisfying. I mean, it's probably not a weird thought that it pleases me when games satisfy my oddly specific aesthetic preferences and so on. It's more just that I don't get the impression that most are looking to do so, or have much of a notion of what some of those preferences are, so I feel the need to voice them to produce some awareness of that. At the same time, I think some of these things people can relate to, like, oh hey, this particular marble or other unlockable thing is more interesting to me because it has an association with a thing. I can attribute it importance through that. Like the really obvious numbered billiard balls, for instance, to say, oh hey, this number means this thing. Like, of course, in any other case, having picked up a particular unlockable that's unlockable by completing certain criteria tells people, hey, I completed these criteria to pick this thing up, with the exception of cases where you can just buy it instead. But if you can't unlock it any other way, that's one thing. But on the other hand too, if there's a pattern that makes it really obvious to pick up on something like, oh hey, we unlocked numbered billiard balls for getting all, I don't know, gold or whatever on a particular chapter, then you can then extrapolate and realize, oh man, this person with an 8-ball marble actually did get a whole lot of good times on this particular chapter. Or it can mean that to you. Or there can be the satisfaction of completing the whole set of billiard balls by, you know, getting the requisite times on all of the different chapters. Also stuff like the ice texture. Oh hey, this has a connection to a thing in the game. And there are other places where this is more applicable, I think. Like, one of the only things I know, and I mean one of the only things I know, about a recent remake of one of my favorite games. Actually, one of my favorite games, being Klonoa 2 Lunatea's Veil. To give an idea of how little remakes interest me, I have not looked at in any capacity, despite the fact that we remade like one of my favorite games ever. It's like, I have the game, and I don't really need it. Just a testament to my authentic, utter apathy. Okay, I see. But, one of the very few things I know about it is there are DLC costumes, and they're kind of silly random ones that aren't really interesting in any capacity. Like, there's nothing about them that would be interesting. They're just kind of, but hey, we threw Klonoa in an outfit. There's at least one set, I think, that has an idea to it. It's Lunatea's Veil Klonoa in Klonoa. Lunatea's Veil is the second console game in the Klonoa series, if you're not aware. At least, you know, full console installment. I don't remember when Beach Volleyball was released relative to that. But, Klonoa has a very different design between the two console platformers, the two big console entries in the series. And on the DLCs was, you know, each of those two, because the remake also included the original game, the first game in the series, not just the second, not just Lunatea's Veil. But one of the things that you get as DLC was swapping the outfits of the two. So you had Klonoa 1 Klonoa with Klonoa 2 outfits, Klonoa 2 Klonoa's outfit, and vice versa. feel like I'm missing a reference here. But what I always thought to myself was like, the whole point of this DLC is to just like sell stuff, right? Like give people something that's just like super fan baity. Like give like an outfit that looks like characters from elsewhere in the series or something. Like give Klonoa a Guns outfit or something. I feel like that would actually generate a lot more excitement. Because that's the thing that has meaning attached to it. An association and an acknowledgement of, hey, some of you fan people like this thing, here's an acknowledgement of its existence, which is all people seem to want these days. Acknowledgement of the existence of the things they liked some time ago. Which is also how this game got made, but leaving that aside. I should give fair dues to that marble I did not use earlier. But, so I think they got a little bit somewhere with that particular Swaparoo outfit thing I just mentioned earlier. But the other outfits were just really random, silly things I don't think anyone really cared about. At least the people that I talked about it with certainly didn't. What was that thing? Oh, is that a gym I was seeing over there? That's a gym, okay. Hoop skirts we call this. I don't think I recognize this stage. This is one of those kind of routing-ish stages. And I've seen a very similar stage to this. No question. It's not this exact one. Shoot. Enough checkpoints, jeez. You just run around the ring and then go back to the center, I guess, is really how this works. I'm not seeing any real opportunity for special strategies here, I don't feel like. Feels like I just need to do that same thing I just did, but more efficiently. I don't know if clockwise versus anti-clockwise is more efficient. And I did feel like here, since I was already going in this direction at the top, it would have been faster to go the other way, rotation-wise. Shoot. Well. Some of these are cycle-based too, which is a little annoying. I feel like this is a good... This stage kind of condemned itself to being controversial in the sense that... Those sounds are me trying to try again. I think this stage kind of condemned itself to being controversial by having what feels like 0 routing opportunities. Ah! You can get that, you can get that. And also being like a bunch of things in a row all in a cycle. Ah man, you can jump another time there and then pick that up, I'm pretty certain. There we go. Oh, come on now. What are these checkpoints even for? What, am I somehow falling off at different parts of this stage? Like, this feels really gratuitous to me. Could absolutely pick that up faster, it just wasn't super confident in my approach. There we go. Okay. Now the fun question is, where in the world is there even opportunity to hide anything here? I think there was a similar stage to this one earlier. It just had the trophy, as it was called back then, hiding between two cogs of a gear or something. Hiding it right here would have been pretty smart, actually, I feel like. Feels weird going back to just talking about the game after having spent a bunch of time discussing aesthetics and associations with things in games to make tiny, like, unlockable outfits and whatnot actually feel appealing and exciting to people. It's like when you just give me yet another gradient marble, like, some of them do, I think, look pretty, but at the same time, one, I've had so many of them. They cease to have meaning by virtue of being too great in quantity. I never see one and think, oh, that's a new idea, a marble with a gradient that looks really pretty. Oh, is it gonna be like down here or something? Is it not? That seemed like such a good place to put it. Oh, wait. Oh, I see, you have to start on this side. I tried. I will fall. And in fact, I did not get the checkpoint. The one time you need it. The one time the checkpoint would have been helpful. Yeah. Reminds me of skipping SSX Tricky in Aloha Ice Jam. You jump into a sign very similar to that. And just skip the whole stage almost. More generically reflective thing, but with a texture to it. Not texture in the, like, technical 3D rendering sense, but in the sense that has, like, you know, something other than just being flat. I never did use the cube. Like, it's just the mirror marble. Where's the mirror marble? It's just a slightly darker mirror marble, but with triangles on it. Still like the cat's eye. I'll acknowledge the cube, I think. Okay. Anyways, that's gonna be it for now. We do have everything here, right? Yeah, so we're keeping a good track record so far. Again, I don't know how long we'll keep that. How many chapters do we have? We still have 6. Okay. So, we're coming up on completing half the game 100% so far at this point, actually. I don't expect to do all the game that way. Like, again... Oh boy, that's a lot of bonus stages. Like, bonus 1 already was seeming like they were kicking things up a little bit, so I imagine if Chapter 6 approaches the difficulty of Chapter 6 in the previous revision of the game, and then the bonus ones go harder, or this is almost as difficult as before, and then the bonus ones match and exceed that, or even just match it, we'll definitely have a point where I don't go 100% anymore, but for the time being, we're doing that. Just because it's well within reach. We'll see where we hit our limits eventually. Alright. Hey everyone. Probably fewer thoughts about, I don't know, aesthetics or whatever word I want to use next time. Imbuing meaning into small virtual pixels. Anyways, that's enough.